What's up, YouTube? This is X39. Alright, guys, today I'm here on EDOPro, and we're going to be looking at me playing my Lair of Darkness deck. Now, if you guys want to see the deck profile, I posted that deck profile up on Monday. The link will be in the end screens for the deck profile, but right now, let's get right into it. We got a few matches right there. I'm going to turn around and take a look at the Lair versus Traptrix. Gotta say, this is a very interesting matchup, I can tell you right now. As you can see, we got Dianea as well as Genlicia. We got Time Space Trap Hole, Solemn Judgment to protect their monsters, and Gravedigger's Trap Hole. This is a secret rare from Eternity Code. Basically, when your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or their graveyard, or when your opponent banishes monster effect is activated, negate the effect, and if you do, inflict 2,000 points of damage to your opponent. It's a negate but not destroy, so you can turn around and do the activate things like Nibiru and still have Nibiru in your hand. Of course, I have Nibiru, Imperm, I got Seer, Ties of the Brethren, and I got Arima, which is basically the card you discard to get into your lair. Alright, so basically what they do is they summon Genlicia, and then special summon out Sarah, which isn't bad. Sarah's got a few things. If a normal trap card is activated, you special summon one Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name from those that you control. If other Traptrix monsters effect is activated, you can set one whole normal trap directly from the deck. Gotta say, this Link 1 definitely did a lot for the deck. Alright, so they basically set the back rows, Time Space, Judgment, and Gravediggers. Alright, I got double Arena. I special summon Seer. That's going to trigger off Gravedigger Trap Hole. That's going to basically negate the effect and hit me with 2,000 points of damage. Sarah activates. Unfortunately, I forget that she is unaffected by traps, so that basically trips her. Effect off. She gets another Dianea. This gets her Gravedigger Trap Hole back, and she also gets Floodgate Trap Hole as well. So I just go for my Lair, activate Lair, Judgment, comes down. Alright. So I activate the other Arena, get another Lair, boom. Out comes Seer. I can attack over her Sarah. And I set Ties of Brethren. That's pretty much it for the turn. So over here, so what she's doing is she's activating Mantis, which bounces back the Gravedigger, which allows her to search her deck for another Traptrix monster here. And then she can reset Gravedigger as well. So she swings into me. Alright, then she get Raphicilia, which is just amazing card. I've been seeing this card a lot more often online with rank 4 stuff. And I can tell you right now, yeah, it's not a bad card to have. Especially when it comes to dealing with Nibiru. So I draw, I get Malice. I tribute off Malice and Raphicilia, which is going to get me my Imperm back to dodge Gravedigger Trap Hole, as well as I get myself a token because I tribute off both Raphicilia and Malice. So there, I just basically negate. Can't really do anything. Tour Guide comes down. It gets negated, but I have tie. Well, actually, I go for B-Cop, which is going to protect my Lair, but unfortunately, he has Time Space. Ties comes in, and that's going to allow me to bring out Sangin and Lilith. By the way, when you bring out Sangin, Lilith by Ties, she comes out at full power, because when you normal summon her attack, it gets cut in half. I tribute off from the Traptrix player monster, and I'm going to get myself Dark Spirit Arc Reed, which allows me to draw him. Summons. So I basically activate Dark Arc Reed to send Sangin, which is get me a search in response to the Traptrix monster I use. Lilith attributed off to get myself Ballista Squad. He activates Gravedigger one more time. Take out my Lair. Get another burial. Lily comes down. I tribute it off for yet another Imperm. Go through a monster. Get 1,000 life points off of the Upstart Goblin, and then the replay ends. Primarily because I have Ballistic Squad set, and I can basically pop this stuff off during the end phase, and I can just go after the life points as long as I have another monster as well. So, yeah, I guess they figured it out. Not a good thing to continue. I'm going to come over here to Gradle. I've never faced a Gradle deck before, which is very interesting. And we can turn around and see, well, they got Barrier Statue of Torrent automatically. That's a problem card. They got the Gradle Impact, which allows them to target one Gradle card you control and add it. And one your opponent controls, destroy them. And then during the end phase, add a Gradle card from your deck to your hand, which means you can search out the entire R-type. You can only use one effect per turn, and only once that turn. But hey, you also get Gradle Slime Jr. And Double Ash. So this is actually a pretty interesting situation to play through. But down over here, we got Arima, we got Darkest Diablos, we got Lilith, we got Dark Spirit, Dark Greed, and of course we got Tour Guide. So my first play is to try to bait them out. Bait them out. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Use Arima to get Lair. I was able to get through Lair because Ash is once per turn. Get my Lair. I also get my Dark Spirit or Greed on the field so I can draw more cards. Okay, so basically I tribute off their Barrier Statue to basically prevent me from special summoning. They also have Great Impact. They're going to use Ash to basically stop me from drawing. Alright, not a big deal. Basically, they add Great Eagle, and they're going to get a token because I tributed off their Torrent statue. From here, I summon out Lilith, tribute off the monster, the tour guide to basically get Ballista Squad. I also get Darkest Diablos out onto the field. So I tribute off Dark Monster on my side of the field. I tribute off the token of their field to basically force a card out of their hands. I swing into them for 4,000. Get me a couple of tokens myself, and keep going. Alright, so basically he's going to swing into my big monster in order to get the effect. Target one monster your opponent's controls, equip that card to the target. Yeah, so it's basically going to turn around and try to steal a monster. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to flip Ballista Squad, which is going to pop both their cards, or tribute off their monster, and basically pop their card. And I also basically grab another Dark Spirit, Dark Greed. Give them a token. A couple tokens there. Tribute off two monsters. My turn. Tribute off their tokens, as well as draw. Get two Imperms as well as a third Imperm on the field, and I'm going to use Diablos to basically rip a card out of their hand. I use Malice to get out another Ballista Squad. Diablos comes back out. Attack through the token, leaving them with nothing. And of course I get a whole bunch of tokens based on what I've attributed. This turn I've attributed 4 cards, so yep. Another Great Impact comes down, and that's pretty much it. I use Ballista Squad to basically pop the card. Give them a token. And there, basically Lilith comes down. Use Darkest Diablos to rip the card out of their hand, and I basically swing in for the game. Gotta say, this deck was pretty interesting to play against, but in the end, I was able to break through their defenses and basically keep things off the field, which is not a bad thing. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the Gimmick Puppet matchup, which is a very interesting deck. I know primarily because they got the new Link Monster, which really does help the deck get going. So we're gonna take a look at the hand. They have Bisque Style, special summon this card from hand, discarding another Gimmick Pop-Up Monster, which is pretty awesome. It is a level 8, so you can do a lot of different rank 8 stuff here. It also can protect your other Game Puppet monsters you control with card effects, so you can't really target anything if you banish it out of the graveyard. So you got two of those. You got Junk Puppet, which is a very awesome monster reborn. They got Humpty Dumpty. You can special summon a Game Puppet monster from your hand. So this is basically a free monster. And then of course you get Scissor Arm, which is sending a Game Puppet monster from your deck to your graveyard. So it's a Foolish Burial. So basically, I set Graph, Police the Squad, as well as Infinite and Perm, and I pass. Alright, so they got Machine Dupe. They immediately go for Scissor Arms to try to dump something. I negated because I don't want them getting resources in the graveyard. So basically, they pitch a card. They pitch one Bistal, as well as to special summon the other one. Out comes Junk Puppet to probably get it out. They go into the link. The link brings out yet another monster, the Drury Doll. I use the Bureau. Out comes Drury Doll. They use basically Drury Doll for the Machine Dupe, so I'm going to tribute it off. Summon Malice, swing over the token, swing into them for 1,000 points, and that's pretty much it for the game, for this part. Then I get Drury Doll, Bisque, which is basically, I trip off my Veiler. They're going to go for the Link again, trade in for no more cards, and that's pretty much it. They're able to get all Malice, but that's about it. Swing over the link, and that was pretty much that. Out comes the Foolish Burial, so out we're gonna get some Drury Dolls here. Dark Spirit Arc is set. I swing over the small monster for 1,800 points. Out comes Machine Dupe. One more monster, and they're gonna get the third one out, and then they're gonna go into the number 88, give me a Puppet Leo. The thing about it is, once per turn, if you have no spell cards in your spell and trap cards, attach one material. And if you do, place one destiny counter on a card. This card cannot conduct a battle phase, which is why they don't swing over my Nibiru. They're going for an auto win condition right here, which, in my opinion, not the best and smartest thing to do because it's a Dark Tribute, and if I get myself Lair or a way to get the Lair, which I have Arima, they're pretty much dead. Out comes Lair. Lair goes this. I flipped the Dark Spirit off the Tribute off because Tribute is a cost. Unfortunately, they have a spell in hand which negates it. But it doesn't really matter at this point because I cleared off their wing condition there. And the Bureau comes down. Maybe I'll get a token. Out comes Destroyer. And Destroyer is going to pop itself. To special summon out another one. Out comes Druidal. So I put up a couple of cards. Torgai comes down. Kasangin, gonna go into the Beat Cop, which allows me to search out Effect Veiler. Beat Cop's gonna allow me to tribute off Destroy It All, put a token on Lair of Darkness to basically protect it. From there, I basically just swing over the two monsters and hit them directly. And it's not a bad matchup. I mean, very interesting. The deck works very well for Gimme Puppets. I mean, it's just that with the right interruptions, you can pretty much stop it. I mean, if I had Call by the Grave in the deck, I probably could turn around and rip a lot of things out of the graveyard. Okay, and I go to one of my favorite decks to play myself outside of Lair, and that's Monarchs here. It's a domain build, as you can see. They open up pretty awesome here. They got a Upstart, they got a way to search with Tenacity, they got Protection, they got Domain. So yeah, they got a lot of different things going. For me, Ballista Squad to tribute off a card on their field to pop another card. Lilith to tribute off cards to get traps. Dark Spirit Arc Greed to draw or at least bait out their spells to see what they have. Metaverse to get into my lair in case Arima fails. So Arima goes off, get myself the lair. Lair goes up. I basically set Spirit Art Metaverse and Ballista Squad with Lilith on board. So upstart, they get Light and Darkness Dragon. This is something I never considered playing in my own version of Domain Monarchs, and the primary reason is that it's a mandatory effect where it has to decrease its attack 500 attack and defense whenever a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, so it can get in the way of your other cards resolving. In this particular build, I wouldn't probably run Light and Darkness. Possibly Frognarts. That's something that I probably would consider, though. Alright, so he goes Tenacity, he's going to Flash Ether, and he's going to basically search out Stormforth. Actually, he goes for Prime, and then he goes for Pantheism, excuse me. Pitches Prime, Foolish Burial Goods. He's got the Frost card in there. Let me show you that. Basically, monster, you can target one set card on the field, destroy it. Okay, if you banish this card, and add one Monarch spell and tracker from the graveyard, then you can target one set card on the field and destroy. So it's a way. It's basically a way to get. He's going after my Dark Spirit Art with that play. He's got Aether, which is his starter, but I'm already set up. So he goes for Pantheism to get out Stormforth. Out comes Aether. Aether's going to do. He's going to chain Stormforth to basically chain block Aether. Not a bad play. He gets out Eidos, and of course, basically what that's going to do is I'm going to chain my Ballista Squad, tribute off Eidos to pop Adia. It's going to get him his Force card back. He's going to special summon out Adia again. Prime Monarch comes out. I tribute off my Lilith, basically to bring out another Ballista Squad. And this is where the question mark is, because he summoned Light and Darkness Dragon too early, in my opinion. He should have set this card first. I mean, he should have activated this card first. And then brought out Light and Darkness. At least then he wouldn't have lost Domain. Does swing into me for 2,300, but not worried. Gets a couple of tokens. Dark Spirit Art gets set. Metaverse. To basically bait out Light and Darkness. And then I use Ballista Squad to tribute off cards. And basically pop the March of the Monarchs. He does a quick play spell to basically grab tribute 2 of the tokens to get out Aether. I get Lair from Metaverse, and basically he's able to summon out Caress. Caress is going to pop the token and Lair. I draw into another Lair, so I'm able to basically respond by playing it. Out comes Prime again. I do have Infinite and Perm. Bounces back the Caress. Alright, it's his turn. He's going to go after my things. I tribute off his Aether to get 2 more cards. Another Imperm as well as a Tarkus Diablos. So he goes Caress. Can't really attack the turn he's summoned. But he does have Evenly Matched Monarch Erupt. Sets the Monarchs Erupt. And then I have, of course, Arima, which gets me my 3rd Lair. Back and forth in this thing. Prime Monarch comes out. He's going to swing in me for 2,400. Can't really do anything at this point. I set myself Farfa. I should have set Infinite and Perm, but right now that's not an issue. He's going to go after the he uses the Frost to pop Farfa. I'm going to basically banish off the Prime. Which, whenever you send the card, banish a card temporarily, it goes back to the graveyard, it doesn't come back to the field. So I draw it into an Epidemic, set 2 cards. And that's pretty much all I can do at this point until I get something to contribute. He swings into me again, leaving me with 1,900. And he's got 8,000, so now's the time for a good card to come back for a comeback. And Arima comes out. Arima, I distribute off his Caress to draw, swing over his monster, get a token, which is awesome. ED comes out and negate. At this point, I'm going to distribute off the token. This is going to allow me to summon out Darkus Diablos. I have ties to the brethren. I can't really summon Sierra at this point, but I do have Epidemic in full force in there, so swing over for some damage. It's gonna get Pantheism, boom, another 3k. And of course, I basically chain Epidemic to Lair, allowing me to grab some more tokens as well as knock out their spells. He draws into another domain, Pantheism, to search a Stormforce. He gains back Prime, which is problematic. I use full force to basically tribute off Prime, just in case he draws into any of the smaller monsters. Tribute off a token. He brings out Prime again. That's going to trigger Diablos. Diablos is going to rip a card out of his hand. I swing into him pretty much at this point for game, and he scoops. Really like that matchup because there was a lot of good get back and forth in my opinion. And last but not least, we got a fan favorite. We got Lair versus Dark Magician. I'm always finding the Dark Magician decks whenever I'm testing mine. But we can turn around and see the Dark Magician player right there. We got two Dark Magician girls. We got Kiwi Magician girl as well as Mahad. And then we got Magician's right hand. So yeah, he kind of bricked here. A lot of high-level monsters. Can't really do anything with Magician's right hand because he doesn't have a spellcaster on the field. Swap it over to me. I do have Dark Spirit or Greed, allow me to draw Arima to get me into my lair. Lilith to tribute any problematic monsters off. I got Malice to recycle my traps as well as Sanguine. So what I do, he basically activates the right hand, and that's pretty much it. From there, I'm going to use Arima, Lair, and basically what I do is I set Sanguine as well as Dark Spirit or Greed because I can draw a lot of cards as well as search. Can't really do anything, so summon Lilith, flip, and I basically swing into him for 2k. Tribute off for another search as well. So I search out Tour Guide and I get myself a Police Squad and a token. So that's not bad right now. So he sets, I tribute off the token to get the monster off the field, and then he gets the token. I use Dark Spirit off, but he negates, but still not bad. Tour Guide goes off, gets another Lilith. I tribute off the Lilith, where I could have actually kept it on the field, but I decided to go for Darkest Diablos instead. Still pretty good. Swing into them for 5k. Have Epidemic, so awesome. Gonna get a few tokens here. All the stuff I attributed off. Epidemic to basically call spells. And I get yet another trap card, which is a Ballistic Squad. And get rid of the spells. Boom, out comes Darkest Diablos. And then basically he's got nothing on the field. I got more than enough damage on the board for game, and that's it. I was trying to test out super polymerization, which was a suggestion by one of my viewers. To be very honest, never really drew into it or had a situation where I can go into maybe Predaplant, Verti, and Anaconda to actually be able to utilize it very well. It is a solid idea where you can actually just utilize the tokens, whether it be generated by Lair or off of things like Auradon or Link Cross, to create something like First of the Dragons. I would also consider probably adding in some of the more dark attribute monsters, like the Predaplants, possibly maybe even Starving Venom, just to be able to get a pretty interesting range of super poly targets in the extra deck as well. Still playing around with that build, but yeah, it does seem like it does have a lot better options instead of maybe going full force and Epidemic. So still trying out ratios to really play around with it. But ultimately, the deck does work, and it can cause a lot of different problems. Definitely something that I am enjoying playing right now, and I hope you guys will pick up the deck, like I said before. If you want to see the profile, the link to the video will be in the end screens. As always, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below find the links to my affiliates, tggplayer.com, as well as sidedeckversus.com. Great resources for any Yu-Gi-Oh player. Follow me on Twitter and Reddit. And if you guys want to help grow and support my community, the link to my Discord server is also in the description box below. Join the conversation. We'll love to have you. As always, guys, until next time, peace.